If you're a tennis fan, it's on everybody's mind right now. Who is going to win the battle? Novak Djokovic or Juan Del Potro? I don't know. It's going to be a really tough match. I'm going to come up with a prediction. It's interesting. It's definitely Del Potro's serve and forehand, even more his forehand versus Djokovic's everything. Like the guy is all over the place. He's playing defense. He's hitting winners. He is grinding. So it will be very, very interesting. It will also be interesting to see how much the weather is a factor. Are they going to put the roof up? I don't know. It's going to be what positives do I take from Rafa's tournament after the devastating retirement? Ali says. Well, I can tell you as a coach, I take one huge positive. In fact, we had a girls' match out here today, really cute match, 12 and under, and I said the best coaching lesson I've ever seen happened at the U.S. Open this year when Rafa Nadal lost 6-0 to Dominic Thiem, and then he ran over and put his towel to one ball boy and then the other ball boy, and then he walked around like he was winning that match. So it was awesome to see Rafa do that. But what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Novak Djokovic versus Del Potro, because that's what we have to focus on now. Rafa had an amazing tournament. My brother predicted in the early rounds, he said he's playing hurt. His knee is not right. So Rafa went as far as he could go. He gave us all he could give, and he gave us a match that we will always remember. So Rafa fans, you know, it wasn't for nothing, okay? When you look back at his body of work, one of the matches you will always remember is his match against Dominic Thiem. So don't feel bad. Also, is it just me, or is the camera really blurry? Is the camera really blurry? I think it looks okay. Rafa's meant to be closed for men's final. Heavy rain forecast. Okay. Oh, the roof. The roof is meant to be closed. So if the roof is meant to be closed, who does that favor? That's what I want to know. If the roof is meant to be closed, who's that favor? You could argue it favors Djokovic, because it looks like sometimes he has trouble breathing, so there'll be more circulation. But what I've noticed, and let me know what you guys think, it looked like in the beginning of the tournament, Novak was having trouble with the conditions, but match by match, he looks more and more comfortable. It looks like he's actually handling the conditions better than most of the players, and he's gone through the tournament relatively unscathed. He's pretty much dominated every single match he's played, so he hasn't had to be out there as long as most players, and it looks like he's getting more and more comfortable with the conditions. And I always think when you see a guy who's a big, tall dude, you know, that's a lot to carry around the court for 5 sets. So, you know, I think it would be tougher on Del Potro if the conditions are, you know, not ideal. So let's see. So let me know what you guys think. Let's really focus on Del Potro versus Djokovic. I'm seeing all kinds of Nadal comments. I'm not catching all the comments, but who do you think is going to win this match and why? Hey, Pete, love your content. Keep it up. Thank you. Totally inaccurate. You look like another Rafa hater. Welcome. What? Oh, you were commenting on somebody else. I'm certainly not a Rafa hater. I love Rafa. I love them all. I've said I've loved them all, and I'm actually torn. Before we go into who do I think will win this match, let's talk about who do I want to win this match. First of all, I was watching the match with my girlfriend last night, watching Djokovic. She loves Djokovic. If Djokovic ever came around and wanted to go out with my girlfriend, I have no shot. But anyway, Djokovic, I said, watch Djokovic after the match. He is always the best to the fans. Djokovic after the match. I was just addressing a comment from an, okay. Hey, Pete, love your content. Okay. So I said to my girlfriend, Yvonne, I said, after the match, watch the way Djokovic treats the fans. And he always, it's on point every time. It looks like I think he has handlers carry his bag out because he gives more autographs than anybody. I really love Djokovic, the way he treats his fans. I love the way that he raises his hand up. Do you notice when he wins, he raises his hand up? And I think that's a tribute to his coach and his grandparents, you know, the people he's lost in his life. I think this is what he does. He he takes their energy and he gives it out to the crowd. I like that. I like that celebration. And so I'm a huge Djokovic fan. And I'm also a huge fan of his story this year. How, remember, when he came back this year, guys, he was having trouble winning games. Okay. Djokovic praises the crowd, reminds me of Agassi. Absolutely. He seems like a nice guy, said John Dreyer. That's right. Another Djokovic story that was really, really cool. And then I'll tell you a personal one maybe a little bit later. But I remember there was one match where Djokovic got in a lot of heat. He got a lot of crap for grabbing a towel from a ball kid, but he was just angry, but it looked like it really kind of affected the ball kid, like he was startled. And then Djokovic saw the video and he made a personal video to the parents apologizing for his behavior. And he said that he's a parent and didn't like to see the way he behaved there. So I give Djokovic a lot of respect. I love that he's come back from his injuries stronger than ever. It looked like earlier this year, people were saying he was done, like he was struggling to win matches. So big, big props to Djokovic. Now, with all that said, if there might be somebody more likable than Djokovic, but a lot of people don't like Djokovic, I think, for wrong reasons. But I mean, I don't know if anybody could honestly like look at Del Potro and have any reason to not like the guy. Del Potro is just so damn likable. Am I right on this, guys? I mean, he is just such an awesome dude. Just the way he carries himself, the look on his face, the things he says, the way he, you know, when Del Potro beat Nadal last night, Nadal went up, the way he hugged Nadal, which we see him do that a lot. He's always really so gracious to his competition. I can't imagine anybody on tour not liking Del Potro. I think he's very, very well liked in the locker room. Why people say, yeah. The whole Federer thing's another topic, another subject I'm going to get into later. I really just want to focus on this final. I like guys. I like both the guys so much. But I've always thought, man, poor Del Potro's got the short end of the stick for so many years. He's been in so many classic battles that he's lost. He has had so much adversity with that wrist. He basically, how good is Del Potro? The dude is so good that he's basically on tour with a serve and a forehand and a very proficient slice backhand. But I'm not criticizing him at all. Del Potro has a great two-handed backhand that he was robbed of early in his career. If you remember that match against Federer when he beat him at the U.S. Open, Del Potro could rope two-handed backhands down the line. So his backhand, his two-hander was actually a big weapon for him when he came on the tour, and he was robbed of that because of all his injuries. Now he basically chips the ball, and occasionally he massages over the two-hander, and every once in a while we'll see him rope one, but it's very, very rare. And so the dude is so good that he is elite. He's at the top of the game. He was a number 3 seed going in this tournament, at the top of the game with basically one hand. Del Potro got the best of Djokovic twice in the Olympics, knows how to play Djokovic. Yes, but you know what the record is. It's 14-4. Djokovic leads 14-4. John says 107 mile an hour forehand. That's absolutely right. He absolutely crushes the forehand. The serve, for as big as he is, like he's got a good serve, but this is all going to come down to Del Potro's forehand because he's got a good serve, not a great serve, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think Del Potro, especially for his height, has a great serve. I think it could be better. I think it could be bigger. I think he could use it as more of a weapon. So he's not going to dominate with his serve. He's going to have to serve well and then just frickin' dominate with that forehand. That's his only chance he has against Djokovic, because Djokovic has a good enough return to where he's going to get enough balls back in play. And it's going to be all about, his serve needs improvement. And he's at an age where it's probably going to improve that much. So, I mean, his serve is what it is. It's not a bad serve. I just think and it is a weapon. I just think for his height, his second serve lands a little short. I just think for his height, he could have a much bigger serve. It's just another testament to his how great his forehand is, because his forehand's everything. His forehand, let's be honest, his forehand is his game. His forehand and his heart. and he is also a better mover for a big guy than a lot of people realize. He's a fantastic mover. He gets to a lot of balls that surprise you for how big he is. But it really is about the forehand, and it's going to be about, can Djokovic, stay off the rope-a-dope of just getting dominated and pushed side to side with Del Potro's forehand? Can he figure out a way to get it to the backhand, maybe open up to the forehand, then go back to the backhand, play great defense, and hit winners when he gets a chance? And, is he not going to be exhausted by playing amazing defense against Del Potro? I think that is Del Potro's only real chance, is he has to absolutely dominate with his forehand, and he has to exhaust Novak Djokovic. The conditions maybe have to get to Novak Djokovic a little bit, which, again, we know that can be an issue. To me, it looks like he's handling the conditions almost better than anybody right now. He's winning matches easier, and he seems like he's recovering pretty well after points. In the beginning of the tournament, he looked like he was having a lot of trouble. He doesn't look like that anymore. So I think going into this match, unless you guys disagree, yeah, the conditions seem like they're now cooler, I guess so. But yesterday they didn't start the match because it was still the conditions were not right. The heat and the humidity. They basically had the heat warning in effect to where Nadal and Del Potro didn't go on until later. So it's still pretty nasty. It's still pretty nasty, guys. I just think Del Potro, Djokovic just handling it better. That being said, I think for Del Potro to win, the conditions have to become an issue, and Del Potro has to be wearing him down with that forehand. He has to be wearing him down with that forehand. If Djokovic can recover well and play good defense, he's just gonna be too much. He's gonna be too much for Del Potro because he doesn't have the big, huge knockout punch that Del Potro has, but he has more weapons, right? He obviously moves better than anybody, right? So you got to give him that. His backhand is obviously better than Del Potro. He's looking like he's coming to the net and finishing points well. He's able to hit winners. He's able to play defense. He's in better physical condition as long as the conditions don't get to him. I know that doesn't really make sense, but he's in tremendous physical shape. It's just that sometimes the air can get to him. So if that doesn't happen, I'm going to have to go. What's your prediction? I'm going to have to go that Djokovic is going to win this match, and I think Djokovic is going to win this match in 4 sets. I think it's going to be 4 sets. I don't think it's going to be 5 sets. I think if it goes 5 sets, it becomes like a coin toss. I don't think you can call that. I couldn't call it. I think Del Potro is going to lose in 3 or 4 sets. If I had to pick, I'm going to say 4 sets. I think Del Potro will at least, because he's a tremendous fighter. That's another thing, guys. I don't know if people give him enough credit. He's not Rafael Nadal, but he's not far behind because, again, think of what he's been through. He has been through so many injuries, and he has to go out there and fight with one hand. He's got to go out there and fight and win with just the forehand. Other than that, it's tough. Joker cake, walk through draw this year. Well, he's made it a walk through draw. He lost to Nishikori a couple of years ago, guys. So Nishikori's no slouch. Millman beat Federer. He made it look very easy against Millman. You got to give Djokovic a lot of credit. I think Del Potro's backhand is a bit better, not as good as it used to be. It's a bit better from having that he only could slice, but it is a shadow of what it was. I don't know if you guys remember. It is a shadow of what it was when he first came on the tour. That's the thing that I love about Del Potro. He had a great, great forehand. And, I'm sorry, I'm getting old. He had a great, great backhand is what I meant to say. Obviously, he's got a great forehand. So with that being said, I'm picking Djokovic in 4 sets. I think he's going to win. I think Del Potro will make it interesting. He will make Djokovic fans nervous, but I don't think it will ever appear that Djokovic is in danger of losing. I think it's going to be tight, but I think overall, Djokovic is going to be able to control the tempo and pace of the match, and it will always look like he's in control. and Del Potro is going to give him a couple of scares. But his forehand improved so much more now. The loss of his backhand almost made his forehand bigger. Yes, his forehand's unbelievable. His forehand is unbelievable. It might be the biggest weapon in men's tennis out of anything you could think of, out of serves, out of forehands, out of backhands, out of volleys. Okay, my prediction for Serena versus Osaka. I already did a video on that, but I will give you a quick prediction. I think that Osaka can make the match interesting. I think she's got the it factor. What she has going for her is she's a great mover, and she also has some power, which is really, really cool. I think she can, I think mentally she can even stand up to Serena. But what I know about Serena, what we know about Serena is a different player than when Osaka beat her in Miami. And Serena is one of the fiercest competitors in any sport across all sports. And one thing Serena really likes is revenge. I mean, Serena wants to go in there and absolutely destroy Osaka. And so I think just that motivation and that she is the champion and she's done it so many times, I think Serena's is going to be a little too much for Osaka. But I really love Osaka and hope that she can stick around and do great things in tennis. So there you go, guys. I'd love to comment below. Let me know your predictions. I'm picking Djokovic in 4 sets. Let me know if you think I'm right. Let me know why you think I might be wrong. The sentimental favorite for me, if I didn't make myself clear, even though I love Djokovic, I would like to see Del Potro win. So if I had to pick, if I had to say what my emotional pick is, I want Del Potro to win because I think the dude deserves it. If he did not get hurt when he was younger, if his wrist was healthy his whole entire life, I think he'd have at least 5 to 7 Grand Slam titles. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think he would have 5 to 7 Grand Slam titles. That's how good I think Del Potro is. He totally deserves another trophy. He deserves it. So does Djokovic, though, too. So both very deserving competitors. In my mind, both very likable, lovable guys. And so it should be a very, very fun match. Search YouTube for Del Potro Almagro. Must see Del Potro. Great prediction. Thank you, Diego. If you like this video today, before you leave it, give it some thumbs up. Share it with the tennis community. If you have not subscribed yet to Crunch Time Coaching, what are you doing? It's absolutely free. If you love tennis, you might as well subscribe because you're going to see me talk about tennis a lot as far as with the US Open and Wimbledon and year-end championships. But we also do tons of tennis instruction. And we have the fastest growing talk show on the internet, Matt Bradshaw's Coffee Break Tennis, which I absolutely love. If you haven't seen his latest episode, go to Coffee Break Tennis right now and watch it because it's pure genius. And that's it. That's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on future videos.